Hello there guys and welcome back to another live stream. My name's Mike aka Decimal Punked and we are back in the Unreal Engine 5.5.4. Those of you that were with me in the last streams, just a quick announcement. Caesar, Celestial Engineers Search and Rescue is now complete and it's available free to play on itch. If you want to go check that out, check the panel below and have fun. Let me know what you think. Anyway, that game's out the way, so now it's full steam wrapping up the group project. So this is the bedroom scene. So the once you place new game, it comes into here and we have this sequence. So this is also a low poly game. So you have this writing appearing. And then you come into the medieval level. But what's meant to happen after that narrative is the puppet master's meant to appear. So we've got the animations of the puppet master, so I mean technically I could possibly do that this stream. So this is going to be, I'm aiming for a 3-hour stream. I might see if I can get that puppet master part implemented. So yeah, but the first thing I want to do is I've got some environmental things to put into this area. So at the moment it looks like we've just got a rectangle light that's lighting the scene, but there's actually some pieces that need to go in here. There's also a window. Environment, yeah, here we go. Excellent. That's not even textured. I thought these were done. Give me one sec, guys. Oh, fucking OneDrive. Okay. Right, I'll just wait for OneDrive to catch up. But what I do have, that's the character. Right, give me one sec, guys. OneDrive's been a bit of a dick tonight, or this morning, should I say. We've also got, what have we got? Bed book, we haven't got the ceiling light in there. Right, I'm just checking something. Right. Environmental. Bedroom, floor, ceiling. Import done. Where's the texture for that? Oh my god, where is the texture? Why is that not textured? Is that a joke? Is that actually a joke? And why is that so thick? Right, okay. Why is that so large as well? What size is that? $400 by $400. Right, let's tidy this thing up. I'm just going to get rid of the floor. Oh my god. Right, welcome to the stream, guys. Right, I think the best thing to do is just move these across. And then I really thought these would have been textured. But what we'll do is we'll put them in place. And then when the artist has done it, I'll just swap them out. Right, so as expected, that needs to go up. I'm just going to have to get rid of these walls. I'm going to brighten this room up because it is way too dark. I can't see a bloody thing. There we go. I am going to be putting in the light, guys. I do have a light asset, so that will be going in. So what we'll do with this one is we will rotate that on the X. No. On the Y. And that should be, yep, that's snapped. And then what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that. 90. If I do 90 on that, there we go. Okay, a nice untextured. Hey, Wall, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, the game's available. I'm not sure if you've played it, but feel free to check it out on itch. That's correct. That is intended. That is an intentional feature. You're only allowed to loot one container at a time. You loot one container, and then after the process, you loot another. And if you get a creature, you're not allowed to loot other containers. You can't have multiple creatures in play at the same time. So you find a creature, escort it to safety, and you repeat the process again. Is that what you're referring to? I'm just going to type the response in chat, dude. Bear with me. Okay, right, so that's done there. So what I need to do, if we just check here. Okay, so what we need to do is shift things across. Welcome to the stream, Wolf. How often do I personally run into the unknown structure error? Is that something that you've been encountering or something you've seen in one of my streams? I don't think I've come across that. I mean, I recently packaged my game. I completed my space game the other day, and when you're watching the output log whilst it's compiling, there's obviously so many lines of updates that are happening. It's almost a bit tricky to keep track of everything. But I'm not sure actually. I mean, my game compiled fine and exported okay, so... Okay, right, those are there. What we now need to do is bring the wall to... Okay, so the wall needs to be brought back that way. Not 100 bloody units though. Let's do it to 10. There we go. Okay. Right, so I've chased the artist for the textured pieces here. There's not a lot I can do until I get those textured pieces from the artist. So, unfortunately, it's going to be bland. for the time being. And I'm assuming, am I right in thinking, oh no, that is on both sides, okay, good. Right, we're going to put that back to 100, and we're going to duplicate this and just move that up there. And then we're going to bring the rectangular light down. Right, okay. Well, thank you for tuning in, dude. It's always nice to get new people join the stream. User-defined structures. I don't think I've actually used structures in any of my projects. But I'm not sure I can really answer the question on that one, dude. I'm sorry. Okay, no, that's good to know. Well, thanks for letting us know. Let's bring this down to 10. Thanks, Wolf. Take care and thanks for joining the stream. This is not a new project. This is the group project. I'm basically just... I've got a couple of jobs to do. I've got a couple of jobs to do on this one. Like this area. This area, you see these models here, there's no face. So the artist has fixed that. So I'm gonna basically bring in the fixed assets. I'll show you the area that I'm gonna be sorting. So this is the area. It's basically that section. I know we need to... Why is he attacking from there? Jesus. Right, I need to add the the portcullis to that section. Right. So this first section is what I'm just working on, guys. I'm gonna just make a folder to tidy these up. So we're gonna call this props. We've got books. All of this will go into the props folder. And then we've got the light. Okay, so I don't know why they've not been textured. Really don't know why that's not being textured. Like all of this stuff. I don't even know why that's been made to be a massive thick 80 by 400 by 400 by 80. It's a really thick piece. It didn't need to be that thick. And that's going to be a problem. 400 by 400. And that's 300. So... but what we'll do is we'll just get the light in. So I don't know. I mean, this bedroom floor piece, I'm just going to get rid of that because this is called bedroom floor and ceiling. No idea what's going on there. Looks like I've got my work cut out for the next week, guys. It's gonna be busy. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have the ceiling light in here. So I'm just going to download that. Right, ceiling light 1 and 2. So there's 2. I'm just going to check. Bear with me, guys. I've got so many assets. Right. So I'm in the bedroom props folder. I'm just going to bring these in. Actually, no. Let me just do one at a time. What the f... Are you joking? Why has that just brought in so many things? I just needed the light. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please tell me this is a single FBX. There we go. That will do. Right. Jesus. Okay, and for some reason, why is that? Okie dokie. Right, cool. Let me just bear with me, guys. Import that. There we go. Right. So ceiling light. That one can go. Okay, so ceiling light has been brought in. We'll make a folder for that one. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be, yeah, lighting. So, okay, cool. Right. So if I go back to assets, bedroom, props, ceiling light, just save all, and then lighting. We'll make a new thing, and we're going to call this BP bedroom. I'm going to call it BP ceiling light, and then what we're going to do is we're going to drop in the Jesus Christ, why does that look so big? Please tell me that's been scaled down. I've got a bad feeling about this. It's going to be huge, isn't it? No! Oh, it just looks super big. It looked enormous. Base Unreal Moment. Welcome to the stream, Kaz. Base Unreal Moment. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? That is a really... That's bigger than the character! No! No! That's fucking huge! It looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Oh my god, dude. Why is that so big? Jesus. Oh, that's hilarious. Right, I'll keep it above the character. Probably 0.5 scale. My god. That's a better scale. Wow. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a light to this. When you need one model and all items adding, and you need after backtracking where the original item, what you're looking for. No, it was an FBX that basically had loads of other models included in it, and I didn't need them, so it's all good though. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bring this here, and I'm going to turn off the rectangular light in the room so we can actually see the changes. So we're going to add a point light. We're going to bring that down. Do it to I think Spotlight would be a better one for this. Okay, if we get the actor in position. How are you doing, Kaz? Anyway, you an Unreal user? Oh, nice. Well, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. I actually finished a space game. I think it was either Sunday or this Monday. It's called Caesar. I've got a link below to my itch page. If you wanted to check it out, feel free. I made that in the Unreal Engine, and I live streamed all of the dev for that game, and also all of the modelling in Blender. So if you're here for learning, you might pick up some stuff from there, maybe. Might be worthwhile having a look. Oh, that's because we got the rectangle light in there. Nice, dude. Okay. Not sure if I'm a fan of that that color. Alright, so the only purpose of that light is to... You know what would be best? I know what would be best here. If I just did an emissive glow on that light bulb material, because at the moment it is doing the light, but the light bulb needs to look like it's emitting the light. So at the moment that is doing what it needs to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up bedroom, side scroll fantasy. So this game is essentially 2.5D platformer with themes of ancestral spirits, time manipulation, and it's the gameplay is similar to Trine, the Trine video game series. We have a medieval level, and then there's a World War I level as well. So you basically, this guy is the main character, and you basically hop into, he's been tormented by the puppet master, and you basically get sent into the ancestral spirits to relive. You basically relive your ancestral spirits' lives, like historical moments in their lives, and at the end of those levels you get a memory fragment, and you need to collect both pieces of the memory fragment to basically banish the puppet master. You yourself don't manipulate time. The puppet master is the one that, the antagonist that is tampering with time. So he's the bad guy. Right, let me go into the props. So it was ceiling lights. So what we're going to do on this emissive, we're basically going to make this emissive. So it's already got that in there. If I unplug that, oh, you know what? I need to go into my other project. I need to open up my other project and just quickly... Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to open up my space game and just check the... Because in there I've got an emissive property, so I just need to check the settings and then I'll be able to... just bear with me. This is my project that I completed the other day. Where is it? Okay, so here we go. Right, okay, there we go. Okay, so you can see here, surface opaque default lit. So, surface opaque default lit. So what we need to do on here, if I go back to my other project, what we've got is an emissive brightness. So we've got a scalar parameter and a multiply. So if I just basically, I don't know if it'll let me copy and paste between. Oh, it does! Fantastic! Winner, winner, the chicken is dinner. Right, so I don't know why that's coming up as that. We need it to be that. Copy the hex linear. Why is that just... Right, and then that goes into there, and then that goes into there. Apply. There we go. You see the light bulb? It's now got a bit of brightness to it. But we're going to make that a lot brighter. If I went 15. There we go, look at that. You see that? Now it actually looks like a light bulb. And then what we'll need to do is we'll need to copy that colour, go to the ceiling light and paste that in there. Whoa! Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate that. There we go. So now the colour given off by the emissive light bulb, it's the same colour, but I've just saturated it. You can repeat what you do. What do you mean by that, Kaz? Sorry. Oh, you mean as in this? Yeah, so basically, I was in my other project here. This is my space game. I went into my other project and I basically just copied. I pressed Control-C to copy these. And then I came into this other Unreal project and I just pasted it there. So you can copy code from a... So if you've got two projects open in Unreal, you can copy the code from one and into another. It's pretty cool. Right, so if we just check that now. There we go. Right, so what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to change that lamp into... we're going to need to change that lamp into an object. So I'm happy with that ceiling light. I think that's pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close that and that. So in our items lighting, we've got the medieval torch for the medieval level. Emissive brightness, how working? Sorry, there's so many folders in this project. So the emissive lighting, basically your material needs to be, over on the left hand side, has to be surface, opaque and default lit. And then on the material here, you see you've got emissive colour. What you want to do is basically get the colour and then you create a scalar parameter. So put in scalar parameter, you rename it to emissive brightness, set the value, do a multiply node, plug in the colour, plug in the scalar, and then connect the output to emissive colour, and that's how you get the glow effect. Okay, and you'll see me do this just now. So what I'm going to do is this light bulb. Why is that light bulb green? What the fuck? Why is there a green light bulb there? Oh my god. Jesus. Why is that green? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change. I've got to change that. We can't have that. There we go. Look at that. Much better. Why was that green? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but you can see there, look, we've got a brighter thing here. So if we just watch the sequence. I'm just messaging my colleagues about this. I just need to send a quick picture to my friend. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing lots and lots of multitasking here. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, is... my God, I've got so many windows open. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate that material, because what we're doing at the moment, we've basically assigned the material to the lamp, which is already up here. So if I wanted to brighten this one, it's going to affect that lamp. So on that basis, what we're going to do is we're going to copy that, and then we're going to go into the lamp. We're going to delete this material. We're going to paste that here and call this lamp light. Oh wait, lamp light. And then under the lamp, I'm going... Dude, why is my content drawn up? I'm going to put lamp in there. And then if I open this up... Oh my God, dude. Right, we can now basically make changes without affecting the main light. So I basically want that to be a bit brighter. So I'm going to go 20. If I go 50. If I go 100. That's too bright. Why is the table looking blue? That table's green. What the fuck? You can see the table. Why is it going green? I wonder if that's because the lamp has these colours to it, but that shouldn't... What the fudge? Right. Let's see how that looks. What we want, guys, is we want that when it gets to the reading part of the animation, we want the words, you know, to be able to be readable by the player. So I've just requested the artist if they could modify this model, because at the moment you can see the text isn't sitting flat on the page. The model of the book, at the middle of the book, it kind of goes up and you can see the faces of that object aren't completely flat. So if we keep the middle section of that book and then just flatten the top, then the text will be flat on the page and look a lot better. So that's groovy. Okay. Let me just check that again, see if I need to brighten it up. Okay. Right, I'm happy with that. So I feel like I want to brighten it a tiny bit more though. Sorry, I'm a tweaker. I'm a tweaker. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so we're going to close those two. So I've put in the ceiling light and I've put in the light here. So now that looks a lot better. Let me just... I feel like I can make this a tiny bit better. Why is that just... Why is it on the event graph? I prefer that. Having a source length at that. That looks nice, doesn't it? It just creates a nice... It's well lit. And then as we get over here, the lamp, like you can see the shadow of the monitor there. I think that looks quite nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. If I want to create PS2 style lighting effects, would I still need to use the emissive light node? I don't know. I'm not super experienced with materials, but I have a friend, an artist friend, that has made a PS1 filter, so I know there's definitely loads of tutorials online that will show you how to get those kind of effects. So YouTube will be a great resource for you there. Right, so I've sorted out the light for that and the lamp. So my next job, let me just say, add the environmental pieces. Right, well I've put in the environmental pieces that don't have textures. I've added the light props to the scene. Now at the moment I don't know if there's going to be anything in the code. There is. Okay, let's have a look. Where is that event then? Open dice roll level. Right. Press enter or E. Right, so I need to speak to the other programmer about this. So what's meant to happen is on this bedroom sequence, once it goes across and it does the automated process and we get to here, I need to create a UI widget that will basically pop up at the bottom of the screen there, or actually on the book. And then if the player, if you had UI input only, so we're going to need a delay. What we're going to need is a delay, and then because you don't want the UI widget to pop up until the camera stops panning and doing its animation, and then you want to say if widget is on screen, and the player was to press a button, then it would do that. So I'm just going to make a note in the code here. So draw widget once camera animation ends. Okay. Right, so I need to create a widget. Create UI widget, E to continue for bedroom writing sequence. Can I tell you the name of the YouTube channel? What YouTube channel? I've got my own channel, but when I suggested about tutorials on YouTube that might be able to show you, you'll have to look into that yourself. I don't have any off the top of my head. It's not something that I've needed to do. So if you just go on YouTube and put in your search terms, PS2 style lighting, you should be able to find something. But I don't have anything to provide you with because it's, like I say, it's not something I've done myself. I don't know why a skylight is in there. Props there, environment there. No, that's no need to apologise, dude. That's fine. Okie dokie. Right, so I need to work on because what's meant to happen after the book sequence, you press E to continue, it then brings up the Puppet Master. So I'm thinking of just doing a new level that acts as the interim between the two. Okay, I might be able to actually get this done, the level sequence that I just talked about. Right, sorry, I've got so many little jobs that I'm doing. Right. Right, okay. Right, what I'm going to do now, guys, is we're going to do the Portcullis. So, if I load up medieval level, and if I go over here, you'll see we have this gate. Okay, so there's a couple of bits I'm going to do on the medieval level. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Oh my god. Right. Okay, sorry. So what we're doing, sorry, I was just messaging on Discord. Right, we need to put in the Portcullis. That's going to be here. And then we're going to import some updated assets that are going to fix the archer room. So you see this model here. You see we've got this, it's missing the side. And that one, and also over there. So, I mean, technically I could do that now, actually. I'll tell you what, let's just do that now. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is M. That's damaged M. So if I go into assets, medieval, environmental, where is this one? Anyone see it? That one. It looks like it's this one. Why is that untextured? What is going on there? Right, so that model that I've highlighted at the moment, when I drop this in, perfect. You see that, guys? We now have a solid object. Perfect. So now we don't have those gappy bits. That looks much better. Perfect. Okay, let me just... Okay, that is that one done. And then what we need to do, this also needs fixing. So you see this, that's where the archers are. That, what you're seeing there is Z fighting. It's where you have multiple things fighting for the same presence on that particular area of the game. So there is pieces that have been brought in for that. So yeah, I'll see if I can sort that out. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. So this piece is wall damage left, and then this one over here should be wall damaged right. So we'll start with the left one first. And then we're going to go in here, and it's going to be this one. So again, when we bring this in, that gap should disappear. Perfect. Use simple collision as complex. Alright, so we brought that one in. So that's the left piece. Now, you're not actually going to see this bit. I mean, you can see here, but it's not actually the bit that is kind of gappy is actually just under there, but you can't even see it because the room's so dark. But you see the edge here, there's no face going down. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this one in as well. There we go. So you can see now. You can see there. You see it's now got a face on the edge there. So we'll save that. Job done. There are a couple of other pieces in here. It would actually be good if I just got this sorted. So at the moment, guys, you can see here, if I just select one of these, you can see the piece that is the issue. What is that? Wall A. So what is it fighting for at the moment? Is there something on top of there? There's a floor piece. Okay, so if I just temporarily hit that. So wall A. Bunker. Right, I'm gonna download wall A. And I think that's gonna be, yes it is. There we go, we've now got a top piece that's good. Right, so now what I can do is if we just select, how far does it go? So we've got 210, let's just see here, so 210, so it's 210 to 197. So if I delete those, there we go. And then if we save and play, we'll just go and check this out. Sorry, dude. Oh, okay. Thanks for tuning in, Kaz. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Take care and good luck with the dev. And yeah, if you've got any questions or want to see more dev, feel free to tune back in. And good luck. Okay, so what's going on there? So we need to sort that out. Left one. I'm going to use complex collision as simple. That should sort that model out. There we go. Okay, so sorted that one out. That's for, what is that one for? Left. And then if I go to the middle one, complex collision, and then that one. Oh, bro. Why am I not able to climb up that now? What the hell? Why is my character not able to climb? I've just moved that back. Sorry, I picked the new... There's basically two ladders. You take care too, Kaz. No, that's not working. It looks like the ladder, the character is misaligned to the ladder. That ladder doesn't look like it's in line. What the hell? What is going on there? That's why the character can't climb up it. What is that? Yeah, you see the problem there, guys. Look, the ladder. That one's fine, I think. Basically, the character is not aligned with the ladder. The ladder's off. If we check the Y on that, the Y is 20 on that. The Y is minus 20 on this. Why is that? Why is... It's never easy, is it? It's never easy, guys. Okay, right. That's that sorted. So we fixed the pieces here, and the archer. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention to the archers. I need to check the archers because before that wall piece was fixed, the archers would. They would basically bob up and down. Why is he not shooting me? It looks like he's actually getting moved backwards. What is going on there? Why is he getting moved backwards? Bear with me, I can see you've just had a comment in chat. I'm doing lots of multitasking at the minute, jotting down bugs to the group, so just Bear with me, dude. Let's look at chat. Siege Lord, welcome to the stream. The space station game is complete, my friend. It's now available on itch. So if you click my link below, you can go play the game for yourself and let me know what you think. Super happy with it. Love to get some feedback and just see that people are enjoying it. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, if you managed to complete it. I played a hotfix off stream, and I've also reduced the sight radius on the enemies, and also reduced their peripheral vision. I took it into uni yesterday, and my lecturer's getting his butt kicked. So I tweaked those settings on the AI, so it still does spot you, but it's at a more reasonable distance. So yeah, but yeah, feel free to go download it. It's only it's under 400 meg. I'd love to hear what you think. So basically, my deadline's are the end of April. My workload is just an essay separate to all this work, and just this group project. So this is called Threads of Destiny, and it's a 2.5D platformer. So at the moment, what I'm doing a short stream this morning, and we've basically, in the bedroom level, I've sorted out the lighting. I've just fixed the ladder as well because it was off axis, so the player couldn't climb it. I've brought in the models that replace this because it was missing a face, so that's all good. And we're just going to the courtyard area. And I'm going to be implementing... Oh, sorry. Tired. I'm basically... I've got so many windows open. I've got folder, I've got email, Discord. So I'm doing a lot of little things at the minute, so... yeah, just bear with me, dude. Right, so apparently... Oh, you know what I'm thinking? So basically, this area is really well lit, but I noticed that this outside section, it's always a little bit dark. So what I'm thinking... If I actually just brought in the torch over here, I can put a torch either side of this. Now, I don't know why a new model's been done. We've got a new model for the castle gate. I love this song. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to download that. I don't know what the change is. Where is it? Where's the castle gate? Where is it? There. Outside castle gate. So what's the change done then? Oh, it looks like it's just fixed the textures then. Okay. Alright, so we brought that in. Outside castle gate, that's done. File that away. Right, so I'm going to bring torches. Medieval torch, and we're going to put one either side. Just so it because it will just brighten up the area. Okay, so that needs to be rotated on the Z. Perfect. Okay. Should we have that there? Or should we bring it down? Alright, let's just make sure that is touching the wall, isn't it? Looks like it's ever so slightly sunken into the wall, so I'm gonna set this to 1 and just bring it out. There we go, lovely. And then if we get that and then just move that over here. Oh, it's a tiny bit annoying those bricks are there because they look fairly spaced apart. I would say so. They look fairly equally spaced apart from the... maybe bring this one back a tad. Okay, let's see how that looks. So I need to speed run. Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh shit, dude. I'm nearly dead. Oh, that's much better. That looks good. Just having that there, that looks really good. So you can actually... I like that. That looks nice because that was just too dark before, so just having you can still see the player as they're running through the through the shadow, But now just having that torchlight there just brightens it up. I like that. Okay. Okay, so what we've got now, the last bit to do that I need to do on the medieval is I need to create the Portcullis. So I'm going to bring sorry, all this talking's giving me a bit of a a frog in the throat. So this is technically a prop, so I'm going to create a new folder called Portcullis. Now I don't know why there's a Portcullis top and a Portcullis bottom. I've got two I've got two assets here. Why has that just gone black? Why has that just gone black? There were issues with the import, of course there is. I don't know why that's taking the blend texture, that shouldn't need that at all. There we go. World grid material, nope, we don't want that, thank you. Does the job, it's a simple portcullis. I don't know why that's in two parts though. Let me just put this in. Why is it in two parts? Mortar projectile. Why is that being... Why have they used a barrel? Why have they used a barrel? We've literally got the asset. We've literally got the asset for that. What the hell? We've got the asset there. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Why have they done that? Oh my god. That's like something a pirate would do. Shoot shoot a barrel projectile. Oh, like a keg full of gunpowder. Right. I'm just wondering where to put this. So we've got a camera, blueprints, object spawner, save data. That's my folder. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do all the UI work for this one as well, guys. So all the stuff you saw me do in my space game, I'll have to do for this as well. So that's gonna be a fair bit of work. You know what? We're just gonna put it in items. I'm not just gonna call this. don't know why that's in there. It's not even being used. Tidy this up. New folder. Portcullis. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to do here, guys. We need to, at the moment, there are basically 2 of these champions. Okay. And what we need to do is we need to say when that champion is defeated, lift the portcullis. So what I'll have to do is basically create 2 of these and then give each of them a boolean that will handle the portcullis. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go into our portcullis blueprint that I've just made. What is up with my throat today? Medieval props. Portcullis, and then we're going to put the bottom there and then the top there, and as I expected, they're literally on top of each other. So why was that why has that been put into 2 pieces? Oh mate, you can see where that's why has it been done that way? You can now see there's a small square. You can see that square right along here is not the same size as the rest. I mean, there's a tiny little lip. What a pain. There we go. Okay. Portcullis. And then shit. That archer's there. That might be a little bit of an issue. I'm gonna move this dude there, because what's going to happen, this portcullis is going to go up, and if it contacts him, it'll probably knock him off the edge. So I've got the portcullis. So I'm going to drop this. Block. Perfect. That's going to block everything. What I'm going to do is, if I rotate that, 90. Perfect. Okay. So we can see the portcullis is there. What I'm going to do, I want to bring it back like Moloko. Bring it back, sing it back to me. Jesus Christ, my throat, guys. I do apologise. So if we have that there, and then if we just test this, so if we just speed run through. Yeah. Let's go, baby! So now we shouldn't be able to walk through it. There we go. That looks quite nice there. Okay. So I'm just trying to think about this. Okay, so if we make two champions. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna darken that black on those tents because that is way too. Much better. Okay. Right, so this champion, if I go into right, so he's called champion. He's got 3 events. Oh. Player death, stagger. Okay. I hope you're enjoying the stream, guys. Right. The Portcullis is there. I'm going to be opening up my space game in a minute to look at the code where I've got a timeline, just because I've already done it for my space stores. So I'll basically use the same. I'm going to need a sound effect. Okay. So I'm gonna label him as champion A, and then we're gonna go into this. Champion death, there we go. Destroy the actor. So it destroys the hammer, then it destroys him. Okay, so when he dies, before he dies, after that delay, in here, we're gonna trigger the custom event. So we'll trigger a custom event from here. So it will cast to I'm gonna call this Portcullis A. Okay, so basically we'll have Portcullis A, Portcullis B. So then when this champion dies, we'll trigger custom event. Because if I put it at the end here, because this actor's getting destroyed, that code would never work. It would never follow through. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up my amazing space game. Check me out. I'm dancing. Gotta love a bit of Borderlands. Okay. Sorry guys, one sec. Oh my god, what's it called? Colours. Oh. Right, okay, so this is my space game. And if I just go in here, we're basically doing a vector timeline. So if I just move this project to my other window, the timeline starts okay, so what we need to do, guys, is quite simply, the portcullis is in position. Okay, so we're going to save all, and what we're going to do is we're going to move it into position that we want it to be in. I do apologise for the throat clearing, guys. My throat has been a bit of a bugger today. So at the moment the Z is 46. So we want to move it up an appropriate height. I would probably say somewhere... Now, if we were actually to have it... The player character should be able to move through that. Let's just test that. How did I just miss that jump? Dude, get up the ladder. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good height. Okay, and with it being that height, it means we don't need to do anything fancy with hiding it up the top. The player can now move through that, and if I jump up, it still blocks us. So, we know that the Z needs to be 239, so it's going to go from minus 46 to 239. So we're going to put that Z value back in there. Okay. So that is called Portcullis. If I just copy that and okie dokie. So I'm going to go into the Portcullis and we're going to say custom event raise portcullis. Okay. Right, I've got it on my job list to get the sound effect for the portcullis. So raise the portcullis. We're going to play a sound at the location of that. We need to add in an attenuation. And then we're going to do a timeline. And we could have it open over 5 seconds. I think that would be nice. So, right, so length 5 seconds. We're going to add a vector track. We're going to lock those two because we only want the Z. And okay, so we've got a key to Z, so we're going to say at time 0, the value, at the value is going to be minus 46. And then if we go to five, and then that is going to be 239.0 or 239. Okay. There we go. So basically, at the start of the animation, it's minus 46, which, as you can see here, the location is minus 46 already. So we're saying over the course of 5 seconds, we want it to go up to 239. Okay. So now if I rename this to Z vector, compile, save, go back to the event graph, we now have the Z. So now what we do is we do set actor position or location, and it's going to be ourself, the portcullis, on update. We're going to split the pin struct, and from this actor location, we're going to bring this down, and we're going to get the X. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. So the X and the Y will be the same, but the Z we want the Z. Okay. And that should be it. So now what we can do on the champion A, we're going to get actor of class, and it's going to be Portcullis A, and we're going to call the raised portcullis. Okay, so when this champion dies, before he dies, before he's destroyed, we're triggering this. Okay, so now we need to kill the champion. Let's go, baby! Oh, I need to fix the floor there as well. Alright, so at the moment, you see the doors there? Hey, look, there he goes, guys. Look. Amazing. Fantastic. Right, so basically we need to import portcullis, done that, program it to go up, lovely. Okay, so That works really nice. So now what we're going to do is he is called okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to go across here. Now, this castle piece is minus 60 on the Z. That one's minus 55. So that's minus 55. Minus 55, whereas this one is minus 60. So we need to add 5 to the variable. So we're going to drop in Portcullis B. We're going to copy those coordinates. We're going to paste that, and if we add 5, it goes to 41. So that's in the exact position we need. So now what we need to do is just move it along. So minus 41. So go onto the timeline and we say minus, actually if we do plus 5 and then plus 5. So that, what we've done there is we've made sure that because this gate is 5 units higher on the Z than the first gate, we've just adjusted the timeline values. So you see here minus 41, if we go on here minus 41, so it marries up. Do I need a coffee? Do I need a coffee? I think I do. Let's make a coffee for you. I'm just going to change this down to high, just because my computer fans are going mad. Even though this is a low poly game, it's making my system sound like a jet engine. Right, so I can close my other project. Caesar. Okay, so I also need to sort out the things in the other area. So now that we've put in the correct values there on the event graph, minus 41, 244. Yeah. So we need to trigger. So on champion B, and champion B is this dude. We basically need to copy that, bring that up here. Portcullis B. Put that down there. Compile, save. And oh my god, I'm just gonna make my coffee, guys. BRB. I'll tell you what we could do actually, whilst I'm on stream, I could try and source a suitable sound effect. I've got to stop this random beatboxing. Beatbox. I can't do it, I just make random noises because I have this urge to do it and it's... Yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, so I'm just going to test this, so we're going to have to defeat both champions just to test that the gate does function. So we know the first one does. I need to fix the floor. Speed run. Develop a speed run, guys. Ugh! That looks so cool. None of those enemies are going for the player. That needs fixing. It's like they shouldn't be going that far. Fucking hell. Oh my god. There we go. The door goes up. Boom. And we're through. Okay, that is the Portcullis implemented. I love it. What I'm going to do now though, guys, is I'm actually going to source a sound effect. I'll do this on the stream. Right, and then that will polish off that bit. So oh my god, that is perfect. Holy fuck, that's perfect! Oh man. Let me just check that. So creative. Oh my god, my throat. Okay, so I'm going to jot this down. And I'm going to download that. And we're going to import that. Audio sound effects medieval. Bring that in there. Create a queue. I'll call this SQ Portcullis. And why is hold on, why is that what? Quite loud, so I'm going to go 0.5. That is such a good sound effect. That is such a good sound effect. 6.5k downloads as well. Wow. That's a popular one. Okay, so in the Portcullis, we also need to do an attenuation. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy the arrow one and call it Portcullis. Right, so we're going to drop this down. The attenuation is going to be Portcullis, and the sound effect is SQ Portcullis. Ooh, I need to set the class to SC SC sound effects. SC sound effects. SC sound effects. So SQ Portcullis, SC sound effects, 0.5 volume, and then sound cue Portcullis. Yep, Portcullis. And then over here, Portcullis sound cue, attenuation Portcullis. Okay, so now we test it and make sure the sound works. I'm going to reduce the cooldown on the dash ability. Oh, you bastards. Okay, get sound effects for Portcullis going up, done that. Create attenuation for the Portcullis, done that. Resume the music. Okay, so I'm very happy with that. Both enemies work. We've got the Portcullis. Now, one thing I needed to do, guys, was, you remember I fixed the flooring in this room. All I need to do is basically remove these floors. So if we just zoom out, you can see here we've got floor. So if I just go, we just basically need to select floor from 191. We delete those. There we go. So if I just check that, Very happy with that. Okay, so all of these AI on the battlefield needs sorting because that's just mad. That's mad. Right, I've run out of time to be able to do anything else because I've got to pop out today, guys. But we have done, it feels like we've done quite a lot to this project. So we've sorted out the lighting in the bedroom. We've re-imported some assets and fixed the faces on these ones. That looks great. And we've edited the champion blueprint, so it now triggers the Portcullis event, and we've now got the Portcullis blocking the player. So essentially they have to defeat the champion in order to pass through the Portcullis and progress. So really happy that's been done. The sound effect is perfect. And it looks really nice. And oh, I'm just thinking actually, I'm gonna basically copy these torches. So I'm just gonna get that and that. And we're gonna dupe it. And we know that door is 5 units higher on the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in. There we go. And then we're going to get the Z and +5. There we go. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Okay, right. Welcome to the stream, Astro Raxar. Thank you for tuning in. I'm currently working on my university group project. I've just implemented a couple of fixes or re-imported assets. So the couple of things were fixed. I've got a working Portcullis that controls progression on the level. But I am actually about to end the stream because I need to pop out for the day. But I should be back this evening with some more streaming of this project. Because there's a few things I'm going to be implementing, which will be quite exciting. So if you wanted to follow to stay up to date, feel free to. And go check out my itch below. I completed a previous project, a big space game. So that's free to play on itch. And I live streamed all the dev for that game. So if you were interested in anything I did in that project, you can see that on my YouTube channel. But anyway, I'm going to call the project there, guys. Call the project there. I'm going to call the live stream. So if you did enjoy watching this, guys, feel free to follow on Twitch to stay up to date. And if you want to see any previous streams I've done, check out my YouTube link. I've got playlists for Unreal, Unity and Blender. And if you want to play any games I've made, go check out my itch page. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I should be back this evening with some more game dev. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.